Happy New Year, guys, and Omar here for another Fuji X-t20 video. I've decided to make the first video of this year a Fuji X-t20 video because that's how our channel started. I know a lot of people over the holidays probably got the camera or still learning how to use the camera. So this is for the beginners, for the rookies, and also for me. I've had to review a little bit of stuff and I actually learned something in this video. So I went through the manual. We're going to talk everything touch, movie touch, photo touch. We're getting touchy-feely. Okay guys, the first thing is to know if you find that your screen is turning off. That's because it's turning on inside your eye sensor. So if you're messing around with touch, well, the first thing you'll want to do is to make it LCD only. That's one option, so you can not trigger that eye sensor off. Okay, first thing you can do with your touch screen is you can actually shoot. If you're in single shot mode and in single focus, you could just focus and the camera will focus and then shoot. Okay, so you just have to see shot there. Note, if you are using back button focus, that means you've disabled the shutter focus. This option will not focus, it'll only shoot. Let me show you that. I shoot with back button focus. So what I had was this little shutter autofocus turned to off right here. So it won't autofocus with the shutter. But now if I try to autofocus on, if I try to autofocus on Hulk, it will just take shots. It actually will not focus at all. So I had to troubleshoot a little, and that's what I learned in this video, is you actually have to have your shutter turned on to half hold focus. Since I never have that on, I was like, hey, why isn't it working? So you have to turn your button dial settings to, the shutter has to actually be on to focus and then fire. The reality of it is I would never use this option. I would not have a scene and be like, hey, I like that in the background and shoot. I just feel like, you know, touching introduces camera motion. It's just too much. The camera's doing too much for you. I totally prefer the next option, which is number 2, autofocus. This is where you have AF in the corner and basically you choose your focus and the camera just stops, okay? And you'll see a little AF off. That means autofocus is locked. So I prefer that. You actually touch, autofocus stops, and then when you're ready to shoot, you can fire. Okay, right now we're in AF. We're actually in single focus mode. I'm gonna switch the front dial to continuous. Here we go, where's the dial? I switched the dial to continuous. So now what happens is it'll actually focus and lock. And once it's locked and continuous, if our subject moves, the AFC will actually just keep focusing on it. So you can actually pick your subject, and then if you're in AFC, autofocus continuous, it will follow your subject. Okay, number 3, area. If you see area in the corner, that's basically a pre-focus spot. So right now I have on Hulk, I basically have the area set, but there is no focus going on. And then when I'm ready to go, you just half hold and it'll hit that spot. You can also drag this little box around, stop, and half hold, and it'll focus. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch to manual focus mode. And what's cool about, again, the manual focus is you get a focus assist. Now you can turn on that focus assist by going to the AF menu, and if you scroll down and it says MF assist, go to peak, and I have my highlight set to red, and that way I can see what's focused. This may be a little distracting for you if you're a beginner or if this is kind of annoying. People love the focus peaking thing because it helps them sort of, you know, be able to pinpoint exactly where they want the focus to be. So you see that? You can see the red changing there. But you can snap right to autofocus again just by touching. So this is in manual focus mode, touch works. Now, if you're using area in manual focus, if you notice, if I half hold the shutter, it won't focus on cap. However, you do have the back button available to you, and that will focus on cap, okay? So you can pick an area, and now this is disabled, and it will focus using the back button. I'm still in manual focus mode, the little M in the front, but again, you still have autofocus features that are turned on with the camera. Okay, next, if you hit your play button, you're in playback mode, looking at your pictures, You can pinch on, pinch off to zoom in. You can swipe to see through your photographs. You can double click, and if you double click, it will actually pinpoint where you focused, okay? A lot of people think that if you double click, it's picking the center of your photograph, but I'll show you, watch. If we go to photograph, and let me set it to single focus, just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to focus exactly on Hulk's face. Oh, let me hit AF. There, I focused on Hulk's face, and I hit fire. If I go to the playback menu, and I double touch, it actually will, it'll show you the the place you focused, okay? So let's try that again. I'll do it on Cap's face, right there, focused, hit playback, and double touch, and right there. And if you notice, my focus point wasn't perfectly on his face, so it's showing you where the focus point was centered. So that's a nice little feature. Just double tap again, and it'll go back. Come on! Double tap, double tap, double tap. If you double tap again, see, touch is annoying sometimes. Double tap, double tap, double tap. Okay, so it does work. Now, you can double tap to see where you focus, and you can actually move your focus point around, and you have the rest of your touch options available as well. Now, one of the newer features with the firmware update with the Fuji X-t20 is that you can actually have the EVF on. So if I have the EVF on here, now my picture's in there, you can actually you can have your face up here looking through the viewfinder, and you can actually use your thumb so that you can actually move the little focus point around as you're looking through there. If I'm trying to take a picture with my eye up there, I probably would use the D-pad just out of habit, but just know you do have that option to move your thumb around to kind of put the little focal point where you want. Okay, last, let's flip to movie mode. So I'm gonna switch this to the movie mode here. The first thing you can do in video mode, right now I'm in movie mode, is you can do the usual pre-focus, okay? Now, if you're in single shot mode, the focus is very aggressive. It basically will focus as fast as it can, okay? So just know that. It's just like cling, 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 cling. If you're in video mode and you go to continuous, which is what's recommended, this is continuous, so I flip my front dial to C. The focus is a lot smoother, okay? So the camera is not doing like it's jolty. So think when you're in video, think continuous focus. And that way, that's great too, because if you're focusing on something and it starts walking up, you know, the camera will still video and keep that in focus, okay? So that's kind of cool. The other options you have is area. And again, I guess this is if you're gonna pull focus. It seems like the camera, even though I have it in area, it's very strange. In area, it still will focus. Like in movie mode, it's always trying to continuously focus. Here, I probably would put it in single mode, choose an area, and then use my focus to pull focus. The only problem is if you're doing that with a movie, it just pulls so fast that it's not a great solution for smooth transitions from one to the other. So you can use area in video under single shot mode. You would use the S up here. It doesn't work so great. Again, continuous, that works the best for smooth transitions. And off, I have no idea what that does, but it's not working. Shot will actually start video. It'll focus and video. And it actually auto switches to AF. I'll show you that again. Hold on. I have shot on. Right now it's focused on Hulk. I'm gonna grab Cap, and it just starts recording right away, and it switched to AF. So you can switch your video, to another focus point if you want while you're recording, okay? Come on, touch. There we go. If you want to stop recording, don't hit the screen because that just focuses in a new area. You actually have to hold the shutter down and it'll stop recording. Okay, now I'm going to switch my switch here to auto. So now I'm in super auto movie mode where the camera does everything for you. Now, for the most part, I use this auto for vlogging, for family. However, right now, if you notice my camera's in 4K, I gotta get off there because sadly, there is no face detection in 4K. And that's the feature I use most. You see now the face detection is on. But for the most... Okay, touch options in Super Auto. You do have shot, which starts recording again. Now what's weird in the full auto mode is it will not focus on anything else you're touching. Off. Your only two options are shot or off, okay, which is a little strange. Basically, they want you to point the camera at whatever you're gonna video. Let's see if we point to Hulk over here. Yeah, it's focused on Hulk now. It pretty much has a center focus thing going. And that's the deal with auto. Auto is gonna decide what it's gonna focus on. You can't really choose what you're gonna focus on. So that's if I have the camera on full auto. If you want more control video-wise, let me stop that. You're just gonna have to take auto movie mode off, and then you have a little bit more options for touch focus. Whoa! Okay, there you have it, guys. Touch, touch, touch. Now, touch can be great, can be quick. You'll have to decide what situations it works best for you. Sometimes it's great to just use the buttons or the dials, but sometimes touch is quicker. I hope that helped you guys. I'll see you next time.